Well, hey McFly subscribers, so this is what we're tying today. It's called a bluegill candy, and it's really simple to tie. So next week, I'm actually heading out to Houston for a business thing, but I've got a day where I can actually fish. And so I'm going to be hooking up with one of my subscribers. He said to bring some small bluegill stuff. I figured I'd give this a try and see how this treats me. Let's get to tying. All right, so you want a jig hook with a slotted bead. And today I'm using Risen's barbless jig hook 9230, and it is size 12. And for the bead, I am using Risen's slotted tungsten bead. Today I'm using white, and I'm also using the 4mm. I really like Risen's beads. They've got so many different cool colors. I mean, purple, a matte black. They even have a glow in the dark, the normal colors as well. But they're just awesome prices for tungsten beads. I mean, honestly, I've never seen better prices that they have, and they all are very good quality. They all come out perfect. In fact, I like these better than some of the name brands out there. So check them out. I think you guys will be really happy. And these can be tied, by the way, in so many different colors. For instance, here is a chartreuse with a black bead. I've got here a hot pink with a chartreuse tail and the glow in the dark bead. That's just a little sample of the different colors that you can use. You can use a host of different colors. Really tie this however you want. For thread, I'm using Vivus 6/0 in black. So we're just going to start the thread right up by the bead. We're going to make a whole bunch of wraps until that locks that bead in. There we go. And we can just snap off the waist, but you can see now that that bead is there. It's not going to move. And then we're going to bring our thread all the way back to the bend of the hook. Now we need some round rubber legs. I've got these centipede legs in white and black. So we're going to snip off 2 of them, and then we're going to fold those in half, like so, right in the center of that bunch, and tie that in right at the back of the tail. We're going to make quite a few wraps there. To tighten that down, we'll wrap down just a little bit and come back, fold this backwards, tie that whole thing down. I'm going to make a couple really tight wraps there, otherwise it wants to jump forward. Perfect. Now we can take our scissors and cut the loops. Next, I got this chenille. I like the ultra chenille, but you can use any chenille. So for instance, that was the regular type of chenille, the rayon. It's a little more bushy versus, this is a little smoother, right? So that's the ultra chenille. It's more smooth, but you can tie it however you want. Now I bring my thread all the way up to the bead. I rest the chenille right on top. Today I'm using black, since it's going to be a black and white fly. But I tie right up at the bead, then I bring my thread all the way down, try to jump up over that little bump there. Tie it down right behind that tail, and then you can come back up. You want to make a couple really tight wraps up by that tail. Alright, so now we're going to wrap this. Wrap around the tail, or the base of the tail. Go right up by it. Now, there's a bump here. I want to make sure that we've got really tight wraps, so pinch and then tug, and try to do a wrap right up next to it. You can hold it if you need. There we go. Pull. What can happen there is there's a little bump there, and it can kind of jump over that bump and then expose that bump, but there we go. Every couple wraps, make sure you do a nice tight pinch and pull. And then there we go. We've come right up to the bead. Make 2 wraps over it, then 1 in front. Maybe a couple more behind it. Get in really tight with your scissors and cut that off close. Clean that up with your thread, and then go ahead and whip finish. Like I said, guys, this is a super simple fly. I like to whip finish with the thread ending at the top, like so. And then to finish this up, I've got this Solarez Ultra Thin. You can use any head cement. I really like this stuff though. So that's going to soak in really deep. It's super thin. Soak right into those thread wraps, and then you just hit it with your UV light and that hardens that up. And that will be super secure. Now you could fish it just like this. I like to trim up the tail just a little bit. Just come through with some scissors, cut that maybe a little shorter, and keep them all even like that. Well, there we go, guys. There is the finished bluegill candy. Super simple, and it definitely has all the makings of a great bluegill fly. I mean, sunfish are gonna eat this up. Sinks quickly to the bottom. These little rubber legs are gonna move quite a bit. Sunfish love rubber legs, so I think bass could hit this as well. It's just a jigged fly with some chenille and rubber legs. We can't go wrong. If you haven't already, check out my sponsor, Risen Fly. Yes, they're my sponsor, and yes, they made the hooks and the beads that I use today, but I don't use them just for that. Like I said before, you're never going to find a better deal for these. Everything they sell is super high quality. Their hooks are super sharp, really strong. Their beads are great. They sell rods, reels, and pretty much anything you guys need to fly fish. And everything they sell is super high quality. In fact, even these scissors I got there. Okay, so go to www.risenfly.com and check out everything that they have. Load up your cart, and best off, they're offering you all a discount on your first order with them just because you're my subscriber. So type in McFly at checkout and you'll get 15% off your first order with them. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. If you guys like this kind of content, please subscribe and hit that bell notification for future video updates. Also, if you could hit the like button, it would really help me and the channel out. I will see you guys on the next video. Now you go catch some fish.